Day 1 looks the same on almost every cruise ship. The family gets on board, the kids run straight to the pool, someone orders the first cocktail of the trip, and for about 4 hours, everyone is exactly where they wanted to be. The ocean is big, the ship is bigger. The price tag already feels justified. Day 7 looks different. The dad is quiet, the mom has her phone out doing math. The kids stopped asking for things around day 4 because they started to notice the look that followed every request. And somewhere between the final dinner and the moment the ship docks, the word nobody says out loud starts to form. How did this cost so much? This isn't a rare story. Crew members describe this pattern so consistently that it's become almost predictable. A specific sequence of decisions, usually made in the first 48 hours of a sailing, that determines whether day 7 feels like the end of a dream or the beginning of a very uncomfortable conversation on the way home. Here are the 5 decisions behind it. Every one of them verified, every one of them avoidable. Start with the cruise line itself, because not all of them are equally honest about what family vacation actually means when you read the terms. Norwegian Cruise Line made several controversial changes going into 2026 that left families feeling nickel and dimed in ways they didn't anticipate. Extra entrees in the main dining room now carry a $5 service charge, something that didn't exist before 2025. Drink packages purchased by families no longer cover beverages at Great Stirrup Cay, Norwegian's private island in the Bahamas, starting March 1st, 2026. To get drinks included on the island, passengers need to upgrade to Free at Sea Plus at an additional $50 per person per day. For a family of 4 who bought a drink package assuming it covered the private island stop, the one experience the kids had been most excited about, discovering that limitation once you're docked at Great Stirrup Cay is a very specific kind of disappointment. One cruiser described it directly: Norwegian charges you over and over, and the packages they sell are a bait and switch. MSC Cruises currently holds a 2.7 out of 5 rating, the lowest of any mainstream cruise line. Carnival Cruise Line leads the industry in passenger complaints across nearly every metric in 2026, reporting 18 incidents to the FBI in the first quarter alone, more than Royal Caribbean and Norwegian combined. Raw numbers, yes, because Carnival carries more passengers than anyone. But the pattern is consistent enough to merit the mention. The decision about which ship to book matters more than most families realize when they're comparing prices on a website at 11 p.m. Now, here's the first number that surprises almost every family, and it arrives on the last night when nobody wants surprises. Automatic gratuities on Norwegian run $20 per person per day for standard cabins in 2026. For a family of 4 on a 7-night sailing, that's $560 in mandatory service charges, added to the onboard account day by day, visible only to passengers who check their folio mid-cruise. On Carnival, the increase that took effect in April 2026 moved standard cabin gratuities to $17 per person per day, $476 for a family of 4 over 7 nights, before a single specialty dinner, before a single shore excursion, before the kids asked for anything from a gift shop. That $476 to $560 figure, call it $500 as a working number, is real, it's unavoidable, and it was not visible in the price that made the vacation look affordable when the family booked it 6 months ago. The families who handle this well are the ones who knew the number before they got on the ship and built it into the vacation budget from day 1. The families who don't, and they are the majority of first-time cruisers, encounter it as a slow-building shock across 7 days. The phone goes into airplane mode, then it doesn't. This sounds like a small thing. It isn't. The moment a cruise ship moves beyond range of land-based cell towers, any phone that's not in airplane mode starts searching for signal, and it finds it through the maritime satellite network that operates completely separately from domestic carrier plans. Norwegian charges $25 for pizza delivery and $12 for room service coffee on board. The maritime data network can generate similar or worse surprises through background apps, updating, and emails syncing while the family sleeps. Verified cases exist of families receiving cell bills of several $100s for data used passively, apps refreshing, photos uploading to the cloud, push notifications arriving during a 7-night sailing where they assumed their unlimited domestic plan covered them. It doesn't. AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile all treat maritime satellite networks as international roaming, billed per megabyte outside of plan coverage. The fix is free and takes 4 seconds. Airplane mode on embarkation day, Wi-Fi package on if needed, nothing else. The families who skip this step are the ones who find the surprise on their cell bill 2 weeks after the cruise, when the credit card statement arrives and the vacation has already been repackaged in memory as mostly good. Here's the one that generates the most comment section debate. And the debate itself tells you everything. Norwegian specialty dining had 90-minute waits at venues like Cagney's Steakhouse, with specialty dining reservations meaning nothing when the restaurant overbooks by 20%. On a family cruise, where the parents promised the kids one fancy dinner, the thing that was supposed to be the highlight of the week, standing in line for 90 minutes on a ship you're paying $500 a night to be on feels different than it sounds in writing. The fix isn't complicated. Book specialty, dining the day bookings open, which on most lines is 60 to 90 days before sailing. The same reservation that costs nothing at 90 days out becomes unavailable by day 2 of the sailing, when every family on the ship had the same idea at 7 p.m. What nobody tells families at booking: the ship's dining infrastructure is designed for the assumption that passengers will spread across every venue every night. When they don't, when 3,000 passengers all decide specialty dining is Tuesday's plan, the system breaks visibly. The shore excursion decision is where the most money gets lost the fastest. A family of 4 booking through the cruise line's official excursion page in Cozumel, Mexico, might spend $120 to $160 per person for a beach break with snorkeling. That's $480 to $640 for one port day. The same beach, same snorkeling, same approximate experience through a local operator runs $40 to $60 per person, $160 to $240 for the same family. The difference is $240 to $400 for a single port stop. On a 5-port Caribbean itinerary, where the family books through the ship at every stop, that gap compounds quickly into a number that appears on the final bill and causes the look on the parents' faces that the kids start noticing around day 4. The cruise line excursion has one genuine advantage. The ship waits for you if the tour runs late. An independent operator cannot guarantee that. For a first-time cruising family visiting an unfamiliar port, that peace of mind has real value, but it has specific value, not unlimited value. Paying $400 more per port for that guarantee is a decision worth making consciously, not by default because the booking page made it easy. The nostalgia hits before the ship docks. That part is real, and nobody warns you about it. Around day 6, something shifts. The kids start talking about next time. The parents, who've been mentally tracking the balance on the onboard account, start making peace with the numbers, and then the final morning arrives. The 7 a.m. wake-up, the luggage in the hallway, the last breakfast at the buffet with the weird quiet that comes over a ship when 3,000 people are all simultaneously doing the math on their way home. The families who leave happy aren't the ones who spent less. Some of them spent more. They're the ones whose day 7 matched what they expected day 1 to cost. The total on the final bill was the total they'd budgeted for, not a number that arrived as news. That's the real gap between the before photo and the after photo. Not the ship, not the food, not even the specific cruise line. Though lines like Norwegian and MSC received the most consistent complaints about hidden fees and nickel and dimming from families in 2026, the gap is the difference between what the booking page showed and what the total actually was. And that gap is almost always the result of the same 5 decisions, made in the first 48 hours, avoidable with 20 minutes of research before the trip. The crew member carrying bags past the row of quiet families on disembarkation morning has watched this happen on every sailing they've worked. The ship was fine, the vacation was fine, the budget wasn't, and nobody said that out loud until the car ride home.